Welcome to this educational video on differentiated instruction. In today's diverse classrooms, teachers are constantly looking for ways to meet the needs of all learners. Differentiated instruction provides a comprehensive framework to achieve this goal. Let's begin by understanding what differentiated instruction actually is. Differentiated instruction, often abbreviated as DI, is a proactive approach to teaching that involves intentionally planning and adapting instruction to meet the diverse needs of learners within a single classroom. It's fundamentally a response to student variability, acknowledging that learners differ in their backgrounds, readiness levels, interests, and preferred ways of learning. DI is more than just a collection of strategies. It represents a mindset and philosophy centered on maximizing the growth of every student. One of the foundations of differentiated instruction is understanding how data and expertise intersect to inform teaching. There are two main approaches: data-driven instruction and data-informed instruction. Data-driven instruction focuses heavily on quantitative data, such as test scores and attendance rates, to make instructional decisions. While valuable, this approach can sometimes lead to a narrow view if solely relied upon. Data-informed instruction, on the other hand, combines objective data with the teacher's deep understanding of teaching methods, student development, classroom dynamics, and individual student nuances. This is often called pedagogical expertise. This more holistic approach acknowledges that numbers alone don't tell the whole story of a student's learning journey. Effective differentiated instruction involves triangulating multiple sources of information. Triangulation refers to cross-referencing multiple data points and perspectives to comprehensively understand student needs and instructional effectiveness. These sources include objective data from assessments, teacher observations based on professional expertise, and student input about their own learning experiences. When there's strong alignment between objective data and teacher observations, this indicates that instructional strategies are highly effective. However, when there's some misalignment, teachers can use their pedagogical expertise to make targeted adjustments rather than completely overhauling their approach. Now that we understand the foundations, let's explore the 4 key areas where differentiation can be applied. These 4 areas are content, process, product, and learning environment. Content refers to what students learn or the materials they use to access information. Teachers can differentiate content by offering texts at different reading levels, presenting concepts through various modalities, or allowing interest-based exploration. Process refers to how students understand or make sense of the content through learning activities. This might involve flexible grouping, varied activities, or providing choice in learning styles. Product refers to how students demonstrate what they know, understand, and can do. Teachers can offer choice in product formats, varied expectations based on readiness, or authentic projects that allow for individualized demonstrations of mastery. Finally, the learning environment refers to the way the classroom works and feels, including physical setup and classroom culture. This involves flexible seating, clear routines, and fostering a culture of respect and collaboration. Another cornerstone of differentiated instruction is effective feedback. Feedback is a powerful tool that provides students with the information they need to grow and teachers with insights to refine their approach. Timeliness is crucial. Feedback is most impactful when provided in real or near real time. This allows students to make immediate adjustments to their learning and prevents the reinforcement of misconceptions. Effective feedback should be both specific and prescriptive. Specific feedback identifies precisely what the student did well or where they need to improve. For example, saying your thesis statement clearly states your argument is much more helpful than simply saying good job. Prescriptive feedback offers clear, actionable steps for improvement. For instance, review pages 45 to 47 to understand the concept of photosynthesis. Then reattempt question 3 provides a clear path forward, unlike vague advice like try harder. Remember that feedback works best as an ongoing dialogue, not a one-way street. This feedback loop encourages students to actively engage with feedback, take actionable steps based on it, and develop ownership of their learning journey. Effective differentiation begins with understanding when and where it's needed. Let's look at some key indicators that can help teachers identify areas requiring differentiation. There are 5 main indicators to watch for: achievement gaps, stress level, class involvement, performance trends, and assessment mismatch. Achievement gaps that are significant and persistent indicate a strong need for targeted intervention. Moderate ranges in performance suggest a general need for differentiation to address varying readiness levels. Stress levels are also important to monitor. High levels of frustration, anxiety, or avoidance are strong indicators that tasks may be mismatched to students' readiness or learning profiles. Class involvement is another key indicator. A lack of engagement and motivation points to a need for differentiation based on interest or learning profile. Performance trends that show stagnant or declining performance for many students signal that current instruction is not meeting the needs of a significant portion of the class. Finally, assessment mismatch occurs when assessment data doesn't reflect students' true understanding. This suggests that either the assessment format or the instructional approach needs to be differentiated. Of course, we should also look for positive indicators such as narrowing achievement gaps, positive student feedback, high levels of engagement, and solid growth for most students. These tell us that our current strategies are working effectively. In conclusion, differentiated instruction is a dynamic and responsive approach to teaching that empowers every student to achieve their full potential. We've explored the foundations of DI, including data-informed instruction and the power of triangulation. We've examined the key areas for differentiation: content, process, product, and learning environment. We've discussed the importance of effective feedback and learned to identify when differentiation is needed. By continuously assessing student readiness, interests, and learning profiles, and thoughtfully differentiating instruction, educators can create truly inclusive and effective classrooms where all students can thrive. Thank you for watching this video on differentiated instruction.